Do you ever feel that you're drowning in clutter? Do you feel that if you could reorder your possessions, you could reorder your life?
1989.
Hardly changed.
I'm Donna Walter, and I've spent the last 10 years helping people organize their lives.
And keep them all together. That's being really organized.
Sounds like good logic.
Always know where it is.
Mark Franks is a house clearance expert who knows how to turn your junk into cash.
I'm on my knees now. Give me 150.
Allowing your possessions to swamp your daily life can be hard to bear for even the most tolerant of partners. At worst, it can really affect your relationship.
The house just makes me feel so depressed.
I just can't get to grips with it and can't persuade him to let go of stuff, and it really, really winds me up.
Journalists Kay and Neil Watson are in their early 30s and have been married for 4 years. They moved into their South London home 3 years ago and have been gradually overwhelmed with clutter.
Neil's paperwork piles that you can't see the floor in his study, and you just stand at the door and throw things in.
Yeah, but these are the things that wind me up as well. Not only about my own study, but whenever I have to go in yours to use your computer, I have to fight my way through crates of books.
Yeah, but they're crates of books that are there because you put them there.
A lot of the time we just lead our own separate lives, but living together and sort of coming together to say hello and how you doing and what sort of day at work did you have. I think that the message in everything that we've got upstairs is save us, help save us.
I think Kay and Neil's possessions are emotionally as well as physically keeping them apart. Over the next 2 days, Mark and I will empty out their worst rooms and force them to make some tough decisions about what they really need to keep. We're going to help them sort out their house and their life.
Well, what is this room then? It's like a mixture of all rooms apart from the kitchen. It's everything, isn't it? What is
It's
it?
probably a bit of the kitchen as well. It's a spare bedroom, come laundry room, come bookshelf, library. Yeah, it's a mess, isn't it?
You come up here and listen to music
Yeah. I use a lot of my CDs. I make up my own compilations.
every day.
Yeah, I'd say I come up most days. And sometimes it's just to tinker or just to find a particular CD.
How many CDs do you think you have?
Possibly 800.
There's so much stuff on top of it. How would you possibly get to something that is in the back row of that crate?
Well, I like to keep fit, so
What's going on in here?
old cameras of my dad's. Folding brownies. I love them to bits.
Those wonderful brownie cameras. One of the earliest photographs of me is me starkers on the lawn trying to grab one of these folding brownie cameras from my mum. And that was a photo taken by Dad on his folding brownie camera. And my parents actually met at Technicolor. They were both doing photographic work on the technical side and fell for each other. So we've always had those cameras, if not other cameras, around us.
If it's something that's sentimental, that means something to you, it should be something you're looking at.
Okay.
So, hidden away in a drawer is not a good thing. What's that pile of junk over there?
This, laundry.
And what about inside the box? Do you ever get to the bottom of it?
No, we never get to the bottom of it. God knows what's in the bottom
just-
there.
Clothes which went out of fashion 10 years ago, probably down there. The odd heavy metal jacket or
You think he's joking?
I don't actually.
somewhere.
Does it never get you down the room though?
Oh yeah, constantly. It's not the sort of room you can sit and relax
No.
in. So you just kind of prop and you can see all the junk around and you think, one of these days I'm going to tidy while I'm listening to the music.
Yeah, that's why I hardly ever come up here only to do the ironing, because it just makes me cross this
Yeah.
room. It's just such a nightmare.
How does Neil's hoarding affect you, Kay?
I just can't get to grips with it and can't persuade him to let go of stuff.
And you've tried. You've
Oh.
tried to get him to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, I have tried really, really hard. I don't know what else to do.
And Neil, how does that make you feel?
Well, my own stuff frustrates me, my own hoarding. And, you know, I wish there was a lot less clutter.
Occasionally we have a huge row about it and Neil stomps off upstairs and threatens to throw things out, but he never does because he can't bear to.
This is just the most chaotic office
that I have ever seen,
Thank you.
really. Look at this. It's just a mess.
Yes.
What's going on? Whose office is it, first of all?
Guilty.
What do you think about all of this, Kay?
It's appalling. Neil told me, just open the door and throw things in. And you got to the stage where you couldn't even open the door, frankly. There was so much behind it.
Neil, you have some systems that you've actually started to
Oh,
put in
several.
place.
Yes.
Receipts?
That's the vertical spike system.
What are you keeping them for?
Very good question. One I can't answer.
Why have you got a box up here that says empty on it, which is empty?
Again, stumped for an answer.
So, tell me about the vampire fangs, please.
You never know when you might need vampire fangs.
In your office.
In my
What's
office,
going on here?
Do you dress up a lot?
we do have costume parties. We have murder mystery parties.
Right.
I like the clothes of the 20s and 30s. And Halloween, I think, is great fun. It's nothing kinky. It's all just good fun. I'm a grown-up when I need to be. And we've been through some pretty tough times when Kay was a student. We just had the one income. We had a big mortgage and all sorts of job uncertainty around at the time, you know, because we've been together a long time. It was through the 90s. And for the most part, the 90s were really hard work. I just don't see why I should be pipe and slippers and Financial Times the whole time.
What about all this computer stuff?
Well, I have got a friend who says that out of all the bits that he's seen around the place, he could build me one supercomputer. I'm not so sure. I've always had phases of collecting things, and quite often I finish those and move on, but I don't clear all the debris from the previous collection. And you add to that all the sort of day-to-day paperwork that you get, and it just builds up.
Where do you think you got these hoarding tendencies from?
Well, I think I got a lot of them from my dad. He would hoard useless things. He was a lovely chap, but it was only when my dad died just before Christmas last year that we realised the extent of his hoarding by having to go through his effects. I got this horrible sense of familiarity that my life was ordered in a very similar way.
Scary.
Very.
I do miss him. It's just coming up to a year after he died, and I do miss him. Dad, we swear, used to go to the dump and would sometimes come back with things. So he'd get rid of some of what he had and he'd bring something more back. We grew up in a 6-bedroom house. Bits of it were tidy. The bits that Mum had anything to do with were immaculate. And the bits that Dad and I and my sister, to a certain extent, had anything to do with were horrible pigsty rooms. For a long time I was very much like my dad in that he wouldn't go and tidy his room, so I wouldn't go and tidy my room.
Another office.
Yep.
What's going on here?
This was my office, but then Neil started moving in because his room was full.
And how does that make you feel?
Makes me fairly cross.
So come on, Neil, what percentage is this really yours? Because it seems like, you know, we're saying you're the bad guy.
5%.
5%?
Almost all the clutter in here is yours.
Yeah, right. About 25% is yours, I'd say.
About
And
5%.
that's being fair. No, 25%,
Call
definitely.
it 10%. Tops.
Paperback books. Have these all books that you've read?
Yep.
And you're still holding on to them?
Mm-hmm.
I can understand a classic piece of literature that you're going to
Yeah.
go back and read again.
Yeah.
But trashy novels?
I don't think Ruth Rendell's trashy.
Oh, well, they're mysteries. You know the answers.
I suppose it's like Neil's father, it's a family thing, because my mother's got huge amounts of books and my father's got quite a few. It's just, you know, a normal thing to do, to have lots of reading going on. Just enjoy escaping into other worlds and learning about experiences that aren't mine.
Do you ever throw books away?
I do give them to the Red Cross sometimes.
That's good.
And I gave a load of books to a second-hand bookshop a few years ago, but then I went in and bought them all back.
Why?
Because I wanted to read them, and I missed them.
So what's the story on this bookcase bureau then?
That was a present from Neil and my mother.
You don't like it?
Yeah, I do.
Well, it's not really being used to a great effect, is it? Or
No,
appreciated.
this was when I was going to have a really nice study, and I was going to have that bookcase in here and nice stuff. And
So you can understand why I say you don't like it, because it's got no shelves in it. Oh, but it's being used quite well, though. Nice storage system there, Donna. What do you think?
And your passport?
just sort of thrown in.
Oh, I thought I'd put that somewhere.
It was carefully placed in, not thrown in. And what do you make of these two then?
He is Peter Pan. He goes running up to Never Never Land, puts on his headphones, and absolutely, shutting everything out. She has all those books, and it's going to be a really hard slog getting her to get rid of them.
They don't even get a chance to enjoy it, because they can't sit amongst all this clutter and listen to music or read a book. No chance.
But I think his eyes were open after his father died, and he saw his own hoarding tendencies. And we've got to get him to let it go, because there's just too much stuff. The best way for us to help Kay and Neil is to bring the contents of the worst rooms out of the house. Until they've sorted through them, nothing goes back inside. An empty basketball court is the only place where their stuff will actually fit. They've got just one day to sort through everything that's out here and decide what they really want to keep. Everything else will be sold at a car boot sale, given away to charity, or destroyed in the crusher.
After you. Oh my God.
Neil, would somebody like to get a match? Neil, whose fault is all this?
I'm really, really sorry.
Oh God, it's terrifying. And all this fitted into those 3 rooms. Looks like it's too much.
Neil, you and I have to get down and do every single piece of this paperwork. That's a scary thing. Every single piece of paper. And Kay, I want you to go through your own personal boxes over there.
Okay.
And start editing. Be ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go and start rummaging over there, all right?
Come on, Neil. All right. This is just sort of the ridiculousness of it all. You only need to keep receipts that are relevant to your tax returns. You need to actually keep those receipts for 7 years. What you need to do when you're so overwhelmed by paperwork, as the two of you are, is to take action on it immediately. Should we get rid of the spindle as well?
Yeah. Makes you feel better.
It does, actually.
Stop me reoffending.
Yeah, I think so. Now that all your books are together, does it surprise you?
No. No, I knew I had a lot of books.
You have a lot of books.
Big deal.
Well, it just depends on how much space that you have in your house to hold the books and where they are in your house.
Yeah.
So what I would suggest doing is to reduce them by 25% to start. You know, things that you're really not ever going to use again.
25%?
25%.
That's a big percentage.
It is. Aim for 25%.
Yeah.
Let's make a pile for charity.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And
Yeah.
we'll work our way through it. Dig in.
Yeah, all right. 501 names for cats can go.
What about not 1982?
That's Neil's. That can go.
Well, see, it's not so hard, is it really?
Oh, look, John Craven. You can't get rid of John
No,
Craven.
but it looks very 1970s.
That can go.
You're getting rid of a Ruth Rendell? No!
Having a massive clear out is only the start. We're building bookshelves and storage inside to encourage Kay and Neil to make the best use of the space. It's essential to create new systems that work to stop yourself falling back into old ways.
Books should be stored in a place that inspires you. We've taken back Kay's chaotic office space and turned it into a very cozy reading room. When you're storing your books, make sure that you put the ones that you use less frequently up high, and the ones that you use most often, like reference books, right down where you can access them easily. Everything else can be stored alphabetically, but remember to keep them dusted and tidy.
You've got some great books, and you've got this puzzle.
Yeah.
Now, this is in fair old condition. I haven't checked if all the pieces are there.
Right.
That is worth roughly 20 quid on the open market, which
Really?
is good, because it
Yeah.
probably cost £1 and it's new.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that.
Now, these 2000 AD comics, you've got a low number there, 86. 1, 2, 3 and 4, worth roughly 100 quid each.
Right.
A bit of a sun bleach in here. They've gone a bit yellowy with the sun. Not the end of the world. Numbers under 100, still got a very high value. Go to specialist shops. They're specialist comic shops. They give you a value. 2 collectors want it. You're going to get some good dough for it. Hold out for a good price.
Okay.
Don't take their first offer.
All right.
Neil? I know we discovered these cameras during the tour of the house. What do you want to do with these? sitting away in a drawer.
I think this is the best one. I'd
Yeah.
like to keep that perhaps, and even I'd love to shoot a roll of film on it. If we can get a few quid for that in the boot sale, happy.
What are these?
Oh, these we think are my grandfather's.
It was quite a shock going through my dad's stuff at the end of last year and finding Grandpa's medal that he never told us that he'd won. Finding something like that, it's a revelation.
I think that's the George medal.
That's great. This was hidden away somewhere, though.
It wasn't hidden away. I knew exactly where it was.
The point is that when you have these things,
Yes.
they're things that should be kept out for you to appreciate,
Yes.
not hidden away in a drawer.
I'd love to have them on display. I really would.
In amongst Kay's boxes of paperwork, she's found a letter that she received 3 years ago telling her about the death of her favorite Aunt Pat.
Did it come as a shock to you that she passed away?
Yeah, a huge shock. I'd kind of lost touch with her.
Where was that document?
Just in a load of paperwork.
Sweetheart.
Could somebody get me a tissue?
There was a lot of security about Pat, for some reason. I've got a perfectly good mother of my own, but she was a bit of a mother figure as well. And you knew exactly where you were with her, and she'd take the mick out of you. And anything that Pat said always felt like it was right, and that was the truth about the world.
Sometimes things just jump out at you that you'd hidden away somewhere, and then you sort of confront the situation all over again.
Yeah.
It's like reliving it again.
Oh dear. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
You okay?
Yeah, it was just a huge shock to find it.
So what do you think you're going to do with it?
Oh, throw it.
Yeah?
Holding on to the letter's not going to change anything, is it?
It's a hard thing. Better?
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Dealing with the letter seems to have drawn Kay and Neil closer together. I hope that by going through the clearing out process, they'll discover a new closeness. The best way to deal with your clutter is to give yourself a deadline. Kay and Neil are working hard, but as time runs out, they find it easier to be ruthless.
Neil, what's this?
Chuck it.
You know, we've got to get through the rest of this stuff today, so
Oh, yes.
we really need to make much better progress.
I'm slaving as hard as I can.
But now there are all the games.
There
Okay,
are
are
one
you
or
a game
two.
player?
I'm a big game player. I love games. None of these that I can see out we've actually played yet, but they will be played.
So anything that's been opened?
No. You don't get away that easily.
No, come on, tell
No,
me.
I'm serious.
Okay, this is...
I'll tell you if I find a game that I've played and we can throw it.
Do you know how strange it looks to see a grown man with all these games?
But these are games you play with other grown-ups.
I think rather than last words, I might have a last game of Connect 4. But I've always loved them. I don't see why you should give them up. I think age is very much in the mind. I was quite a serious child, so I think I'm making up for it big time now. Second, third, fourth childhood.
When's the last time you and your mates came around to play Starship Troopers?
Oh, we play that in the office.
Starship
we
Troopers?
do get a lunch break, and you can play this in a lunch break.
I think you should go to your office then.
I'm sure they could live with that.
I'm putting that down there for your office, pal. All right. Toys for boys.
Okay, how about the Halloween stuff? We try and sell in the car boot sale.
All right, let's get rid of the Halloween stuff. I'm very excited about this. Hey, Neil, get over here. We got to get to the bottom of the laundry situation here. All out. Let's start from the bottom up.
Oh, Neil, pants. How
Perfect.
delicious.
Do you wear a tie to work every day?
I don't.
How many times do you wear a tie?
Interviews, weddings, funerals.
Okay. Do you really need this
Dressing
many ties?
Okay, maybe not.
5 ties. Is that enough for you?
5 ties to throw. Okay, you're
No,
on.
5 ties to keep, Neil.
Kay and Neil have made it to the car boot sale. Will there be anyone out there who wants a plastic axe or a trashy novel?
How much is this?
I would say about £1. How much have you got there? 50p? Thank you. Now you can go and hit your brother.
I've got Wipeout still there, Doom, Grand Theft Auto's a goodie. Asteroids, like the old arcade classic. You can play that as part of that game.
Oh, let's go.
Have a good day.
I usually buy enough to last me for a week. But
What do you do with them then?
I usually pass them on to friends of mine.
I've been told off for hanging on to all of them, so I'm having to get rid of them now.
That's all we need, isn't it?
Is that what you're paying for it? Well, they'll have to do then, won't it? I can take 18 quid on that. It's got an original case. It's in lovely condition. What do you want to pay, sir? Talk to me.
Oh, normally I pay about 8 for them.
And this,
Give me 12.
No, it's about what I would get, you said.
Give me a tenner.
10?
10. Give me a 10. I can't take no less. Belonged to a very special person, that did.
Did. There you go, sir.
£5. What do you want to pay?
£4 and take your pick.
Please, £4. Your choice. And I'll throw in this mouse. There we are. £3. £2.50. £2.50. Don't walk. Come back. Talk to me. What do you want to pay? You tell me the price. £2. Final price. Don't walk away. Come back to me. Come back to me. £1.50. £1.50. I'm on my knees now. Give me £1.50. £1. Sorry, Neil.
There you go, sir.
Well, the good news is we've got a total of £136.50. It's 30 odd quid more than I thought we'd take, so I'm very pleased.
Yeah.
Shall I give it to the boss?
Yeah.
I will do.
The car boot sale has got rid of a lot of stuff, but there's still 28 bags to go to charity. Everything else is destined to go into the crusher, never to be seen again.
Oh my God.
95 bags
Really?
filled with junk. And it's going and going for good.
Great.
This is a good giggle. Storing empty boxes that say empty, get rid of it now.
Neil, let's say goodbye to the supercomputer.
Yes. Sorry, Dario.
Look at all this junk.
Go for it, Neil.
Get it in!
Don't encourage them.
With the worst over, it's now time for Kay and Neil to see the benefit of their hard work. What will they make of the solution for Neil's old office?
Oh, this is gorgeous.
Beautiful, isn't it? I can't believe it's
It looks
the same
10
room.
times the size it was. I'm having this one, actually. You can have the
No,
smaller one.
no, this looks great.
This is gorgeous.
I have some news for you.
Yeah.
And the news is that you're going to be sharing this office.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have taken 2 junky spaces
Yeah.
and consolidated into one very professional office. And
Yeah.
with systems that really work.
His and hers.
His is hers. This is yours. This is yours. This has some mutual stuff in it, okay? But everything has its place. Let's see. Passports. Okay, you know exactly where it
You
is.
notice there's no toys, no games. We've got one computer that works.
Yeah.
Which you can share.
Yeah?
Are you happy with that sharing an office, Kay?
We'll see how it goes. If a lot of paperwork starts to collect.
Beat them up.
Bad.
No, it can't. You don't understand.
You're cured, are you?
This room cannot attract clutter. I've seen how it can be, so I want to keep it that way. And it just looks superb.
Oh my goodness, Donna and Mark have cured him.
New man.
I have seen the light.
Oh, this is lovely.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my mother's
mother's going to be so pleased that picture's there.
Yeah.
She bought me that to remind me of home when we used to get snowed in every winter. So it's really nice that it's there, really cosy.
It's a peaceful space.
Yeah.
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 Where you've got all of your books
Yeah.
in one location
Yeah,
that you
it's
can
fantastic.
revere because you love books. And so it's important to see them all. And my rule is that whenever you bring a new book in, with trepidation, think about whether there are any ones that you can let go of.
I love the way you say think about it.
Tell you what, I'll do the same with CDs. If you do it with
That
books.
might be a deal.
You're shaking hands on
Shake
it.
on it.
What I've done with Neil's old den is to create a shared space where he and Kay can pursue their interests and enjoy each other's company.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God.
Wow.
Oh, it's great. Look at the speakers on stands.
They're fantastic.
That's such a great way of storing. Spine on so that you can see instantly without moving anything
Absolutely. And you
what
can
you've got.
categorize to your heart's content.
Oh, I will.
Okay,
I
it
will.
will make mixing your music so much easier.
Yeah.
It certainly will.
So you now actually have a second sitting room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for the both of you.
Yeah.
Not just for you to come up and retreat, Neil.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's a place to come and escape, listen to music, chill out, enjoy yourselves. But it's also a room that can be used as a guest room because we've moved the sofa bed upstairs to allow you to have guests.
Yeah,
And
it is,
I wouldn't
isn't
mind
it?
staying here. I think it's fabulous.
You're
Would
all
you like to come
welcome.
and stay, Dawn?
Absolutely.
I'm coming. One more thing. We've put this in a prominent place where it can be appreciated
Yeah.
and you can love it. And I've put some key, important things inside. Some photographs of people that are near and dear.
You're all right with
The
that?
camera. Some really important things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, it's lovely.
It looks very special.
It's incredible.
It's got all those lovely mementos in it. My mum texted me earlier today. She said Dad would be amazed if he could see it.
Oh, baby.
It looks great. It is best to put them out on display.
He's smiling, Neil. Come on.
He is.
Are you joining me?
Oh, God.
Thank you so much. I love it.
Yeah.
Even though there's only two of us and we've got lots of rooms to wander around, our housemaid is a bit sort of giddy again.
It's the start of living the way I really want to live, surrounded by the things that I either want to be around or need to have around me.
We really are enjoying living here and enjoying living together, so it has really cheered both of us up. I can heartily recommend it. I don't think people need Relate. I think they just need somebody to come around and tidy their house up.
Oh my God.
Do you dress up a lot?
Oh, Neil, pants. How delicious.
Get rid of it now.
Next week, Status Quo's drummer gets the Life Laundry treatment. Does Donna Walter practice what she preaches? Take a look for yourself around Donna's home in the March issue of BBC Good Homes magazine.
We live in the world of the sandwich.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Dale's having trouble with his sandwiches next, and Pike's called up at 10 on BBC2.
Am I really going to do this?
The deed is done.
Pray for me.
The trap is set.
Meet my cousin, Scourge of Petersburg's criminal classes.
Examining magistrate, actually. It's a policeman with knobs on.
The game begins.
I'm not afraid of anyone now.
Oh, we'll make him suffer. But will he make himself?
What if I was to tell you that it was me?
Will crime bring punishment?
Had you there completely!
The original crime thriller.
What are you looking for? A really good time.
John Sim in Crime and Punishment.
If you suspect me, then arrest me!
Tuesday and Wednesday at 9 on BBC2.